The police just left. They said if I want to walk around the house naked, I have to do it inside next time. Hello again, honky tonks. A bit of a quandary for you before my main subject matter. I found this on some idiot's Twitter page this morning. I had to laugh. Of course, anyone with any common sense, and if you're decent minded, you know what the answer is. But that's the lefties' logic, if you can call it that. Guilt by association. If a Nazi comes and sits on your table and you don't leave that table, does that automatically make you a genocidal, warmongering maniac? Of course it doesn't. If Hitler came and sat on your table, would you walk away? Wouldn't you ask questions? Wouldn't you scrutinise him? That's how a logical mind works, but the intolerant lefties, that's how they work. They make you a Nazi because that's how they think. So let me know in the comments what you think about this mess of a meme. It's true, the left can't meme at all, and it's a disturbing way to think, don't you think? Anyway, on with the video. So I'm running the risk here. If Vladimir Putin does indeed decide to invade the Ukraine, then my video won't age very well. It'll get mocked. I'll be called a clown and a fool. And thing is, right, you're allowed to be wrong. It's part of being human. Things change. People can change their minds. I made a video last month, or a few weeks ago at least, saying that Putin's going to invade and the West will do nothing about it. My argument now, having seen what's going on, read all the information available, and my experience with military tactics, I'm an ex-soldier, hence the name of my channel, so I have some authority. My tactics might be 17 years out of date now, but it still stands. It's all basic stuff. One of the most basic things about winning a battle or an invasion, the most important principles is surprise. Surprise is taking the enemy unawares. The Nazis did it with the Blitzkrieg. Rommel did it in North Africa, back and forth with Montgomery during World War II, Tobruk. Rommel's own Panzer Division was called or nicknamed the Ghost Division because the enemy never saw it coming and he just disappeared, did his job and went. Rommel was one of the best generals in history. General Lee, and Stonewall Jackson of the Confederacy Army in the US Civil War. They took the United States Army by surprise during the Battle of Chancellorsville, and of course Argentina and Falklands. All these battles were won because the key element, which is surprise. Now, me being me, looking at Twitter for stuff for my videos and seeing stuff like this does make me laugh, because if Trump was still president, well, put it this way, all right, Trump was president for 4 or 5 years, whatever the term is in the United States. Putin didn't invade Crimea, nor did he invade the Ukraine at the time. So why didn't he do it then? Exactly. The Russian collusion story is just horseshit, isn't it? But they're still clinging on to it for some reason, and I don't know why. I do know why. It's because they're lefties. That's how they think. So now I'm starting to think that Putin is on the border of the Ukraine because he wants something and he's waiting for the United Nations, perhaps Ukraine involved, to give him that thing, and then he'll bugger off. This is just sheer intimidation because Putin has lost the element of surprise. If he really wanted the Ukraine, he'd have gone in dead of night and just taken it. Russia could have taken that country easy. Even though the Ukraine is the largest country in Europe, the military there and as big as Russia's, put it that way. After all, did they push the Russians back from the Crimea? No, they didn't. A couple of them marched up to the Russian lines with the Ukrainian and the US flag and saying the US stands with us, and the Russian soldiers just laughed at them. That should tell you everything. But as much as people dislike Putin, he's not a stupid man at all. He's playing the waiting game here, the waiting game to get what he wants. And if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll just leave them there. He'll leave them there as an act of intimidation and to keep the UN, the EU and Ukraine on their toes. And also the fact that the mainstream media are hyping up this so-called upcoming war to high heaven, it's also kind of disturbing and sick. really. And the game changer for me was that the mainstream media are convinced that Putin's going to invade. It was last week, then this week, next week, and now in the next coming days, in a few hours. They keep changing it as if they want it to happen, and that's not how a mainstream media should work. They should bring in the news as it happens, not their opinions and what they think you should know. But that's the mainstream media, that's how they behave. And also, Bungalow Joe Biden, the thing in the White House, the bumbling, mumbling husk of that's no man, folks. I don't know what the hell it is, but that's no human being in the White House. And he said that he is convinced that Putin's going to invade imminently. Of course, anything the mainstream media and Joe Biden says, go across to that and think the opposite, and that's what's going to happen. So there we go, my cards on the table. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can take the criticism, but I don't think Putin's going to invade anytime soon, simply because of those elements. Biden think he's going to do it. The mainstream media are hyping it up, telling the people he's going to do it. And of course, Putin has lost the element of surprise. So those three things tell me it ain't going to happen. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comments. We'll have a debate, whatever. And that's my video. So, comment, share, subscribe, all the usual lovely stuff. And until my next video, Roger Trout. I hope to God he doesn't invade. I look like a right clown, aren't I?